It must be that the light is hitting it weird. Okay, the light's not reflecting back.
Oh, because it's a 45?
Hey guys, welcome to Mad Scientist Barbecue. I'm Jeremy Yoder, and today we're going to do something that's a little bit different from my usual videos. We're here at FatStack Smokers in the Valley, and we're going to do some research and development on a new grill, which means a couple things. We get to play around with welding and putting parts together and see how they work, and we get to cook food. And we got some tomatoes, and we have some other veggies, but that's not what you care about. Today we have some ribeye cap steak, and we have a USDA Prime tri-tip. We're going to eat some delicious meat and have a good time toying with this and figuring out how to make it the best possible grill.
Saying goodbye to Grandma.
So as you guys can see from this right here, this isn't your typical offset smoker. So Eric is making something really cool, and I think this is the prototype for what you're doing. So why don't you tell me about what this is, what you got going on, and kind of what viewers out there might want to know about how this thing works.
So this is a prototype for a new grill that we're developing here that's loosely based on a California classic called the Santa Maria grill.
Sure.
And a Santa Maria grill, for those who don't know, basically is a way to cook meat where you can control the temperature at grill height by actually raising the grill higher and lower, sort of toward and away from the coal bed, the fire. So thus controlling the temperature, and you can do everything from direct grilling for things like steaks and ribeye caps to more low and slow stuff for the tri-tip cuts. You can even do brisket, ribs, pork shoulder, whatever you want.
Sure.
So this is actually going to be a Santa Maria grill. We'll eventually have two posts, one on either side, that control a mechanism that raises and lowers the grate. But for now, we're actually just testing the thermal properties of the main cook chamber itself. So I've had some stainless steel lids bent and welded up here, and we've got the grate on and the fire going, and we're just kind of checking out the temperatures on the inside. You can actually see on the inside here.
So the final design of this, we're going to be able to raise and lower the grate. But what about, well, two things. How big is this grate? And a second, what about those openings on the front? Right now we have pieces of metal tack welded in. What's going to happen with those?
So that's kind of our spin on the traditional Santa Maria. This grate, by the way, is a 6-foot grate, so it's 6 feet long by 2 feet wide.
A lot of space.
It's a lot of space. And in addition to the traditional raising and lowering that's going to be able to control your heat, I wanted to build a pit that kind of pays homage to the Carolina-style whole hog pit, the cinder block pit, as well as being something that you could sort of use like an offset without actually having a separate offset chamber. And that's what the doors on the front are all about. So you can run this pit in a number of different ways. You could set up a burn barrel, basically have a fire going in a separate container somewhere nearby, and shovel the coals from the burn barrel into the bottom of this pit and kind of create almost an exact replica of a Carolina-style pit. Or you can do what we're doing today, which is basically build your fire on one side of this very long grate, which allows you to cook indirectly on the other side, side of it, to do things like brisket and tri-tip and what have you. So it kind of gives you the option to run this thing and use it in a variety of different cooking styles.
Totally. Now, if you're going to be burning the wood in a burn barrel and putting in coals, yeah, that to me reminds me of whole hog brick pits.
Sure.
And so this is big enough you could do a whole hog easily.
Yes, exactly. And the final dimensions of this that may or may not be a little bit wider one way, a little bit shorter or longer the other way. Again, we're in a kind of a research phase. We're sort of figuring out what works and what's best for this combination of styles.
Sure.
And that's half the fun here. Is a lot of this stuff is like you get to build it and then see if it works, and then you tweak it and play with it. And of course, in between all of that, you get to eat lots of good meat. So
excellent. Research and development with smokers and pits is always a blast, just because it's fun to play around with things that you can use to cook, but even more so because it's a perfect excuse to cook some great food and have some time hanging out with friends. So to get on that, we're going to take some salt and pepper and season our ribeye cap steaks and our tri-tip. Hopefully get a good reverse sear on those things and have some delicious, tender, succulent, juicy meat.
I don't think you use enough adjectives. I'm just going to say it. I'm going to come right out and say you should
more adjectives.
You should
more adjectives.
You should string together more words to describe one thing.
Christopher Walken, trust me, you're gonna want more cowbell.
More cowbell.
You're gonna want that cowbell.
Yeah, more cowbell. Babe.
We're at like the 20th anniversary of that sketch, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, it came out 20 years ago.
You know Jimmy Fallon is in the back, like cracking up.
Yeah, Fallon lives. He can't get through. And what's his name? Horatio Sands is not doing well in that skit either. He's on. He's like, yeah. Everyone. You try being in a room with Will Ferrell while he's like banging on a cowbell in a fat suit. Like, there's no way. It's like we're on a cooking show, you know?
Yeah.
Today we're making souffle pie.
Okay.
Is that a thing? Souffle pie is not a thing. I bet it is. An emerald could make souffle pie.
Probably could. Okay. Bam!
All right, good.
Okay, time to put the meat on. And if you guys don't know about ribeye cap steaks, they are incredible. It's like the most flavorful part of a ribeye, but it's tender like a filet mignon. It's a great way to have delicious steak, and you don't have to cook a humongous piece of meat to get it. And so we got these, and then the tri-tip, because it's California. You don't really need a reason to cook tri-tip. So we're doing both. Putting them kind of far away from the fire at first to get a good reverse sear. So we're going to get them kind of up to the temperature we want, and then throw them over the direct heat so they will sear like crazy. Get the beautiful crust on the outside, which is exactly what you want. You want good medium rare, medium in the middle, depending on your taste, but a very dark exterior full of flavor and smoke.
What?
Do you want anything to try and catch that thing, or are you just going to let it fall?
I'm just gonna let it fall.
You yelled at me for not getting safety gear, and all you did was put glasses on. I already have glasses on.
Not sure where the f you were when I damn near met Jesus.
In the other room, ignoring your screams.
In the other room, ignoring the sound of someone being electrocuted to death. That was good.
To be fair, like
I
I
thought you said
told
you
you,
couldn't scream, right?
It was like it sounded like I was like it sounded like really messed up.
to be fair, like I told you, the amount of screaming that comes out of you on a daily basis,
Yes,
it
true.
can get confusing when it's like dying.
It's actually one of those things where like if I stop yelling, you need to come check
Then
on
I'm
me
worried.
because something has fallen on me.
That's
I'm
when I
dead.
get concerned, when it's too quiet.
Did I electrocute myself?
Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay.
You can also put out that I happened to electrocute myself on the same cord maybe a week ago.
Really?
Yeah.
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 Sounds like you guys need a new cord.
Yeah, we need a new cord. Yeah. So I electrocuted myself. That's it. That's the story. I electrocuted myself in the shop by touching a very jankily rigged extension cord, and I almost died. So that was fun. Side note: the week before, Matthew had almost died touching that same cord. So we're probably going to replace the cord.
I was willing to ride the cord out.
Yeah. If you grab something that starts conducting current through you, like the problem, electricity makes your muscles do their muscle thing. Like that's when you grab, like when you flex your muscles, it's because little tiny electrical impulses are going to your muscle fibers and making a move. So if you suddenly hit those muscles with enough electricity to kill you, like what happens is all the muscles just tense up crazy. So I grabbed the cord, and as I started to get electrocuted, the muscles of my hands locked onto the cord, so I couldn't drop it. And that was just like kind of, riding the lightning for a minute or two. And it was dumb luck. Like I managed to like jerk my body away or something and like pull back, and like I broke contact with the lead, and the cord dropped. But yeah, that was a little dicey.
People who are running from the cops and they get tased, there's, they're 100% running.
Yeah, that's exactly
Yeah.
what I look like, except way cooler. I look a lot cooler than that. So of course, like after I electrocuted myself, I went home and like Googled like what happens when you electrocute yourself, because that's what we do now in 2019. It's like what happens? I'll tell you what, I kind of know what happens when you electrocute yourself because I just felt it. Like your fillings melt and you can see 60 hertz. But yeah, no, it was like saying, I was like how 500 volts is like considered like that's like high voltage, like 500 up is like will kill you right away. So like 220 apparently I'm good. You're good.
You're in the safe zone.
You're good. You're not quite dead immediately, but I have a feeling had I held on to that plug for much longer, I wouldn't have held on for much longer. Yeah, what happened? Like so apparently there's ventricular fibrillation.
Yeah.
Basically it just
VFib.
what?
They call it VFib on doctor ships.
Yeah. So it just like zaps your heart till it stops being able to beat. That's like probably the thing that causes the most electrocution deaths. But like the other thing that can happen is like when I was like holding on to the cord and I couldn't let go, my vision went blurry because my nervous system, which fun fact also runs on electricity, was being overloaded with current. So I was like in the process of losing consciousness, and like I imagine it's probably not great to lose consciousness while holding on to an electrical lead while being electrocuted.
Yeah, no.
Like that seems like then the next thing that happens is your heart stops. So You know, and then I didn't get shot across the room though, which I kind of thought would be cool. Like you know, like you see, you think people get electrocuted, they can like go flying. I didn't go flying.
I think it's a movie, man. So was your vision like closing in, or
It was like, so 60 hertz is the frequency that electricity cycles back and forth between positive and negative phases.
Yeah.
And you can actually feel 60 hertz, like you can just like da, 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 and like my vision was kind of going like da, 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 like it was like waves. I was like I could see the 60 hertz. Yeah.
This wouldn't be nearly as funny if you died.
This would be a lot less funny if I died.
Yeah.
For at least like a couple of weeks,
Yeah.
and then you know after that.
After enough time.
After a respectful funeral in my smoker coffin.
In the smoker coffin.
Yeah, we should probably admit it.
I'll give you. All right, those ribeye cap steaks are about the doneness that we want before we sear them, so we're going to take them off and let them rest because we don't want them to keep cooking too much. What we want them to do is cool down and then just sear the heck out of the outside so we get great flavor. So we're going to let them hang out on this cutting board for a few minutes, and then we're going to throw them right over the direct heat and get that crust that we really want.
There it is.
That's actually pretty tasty, man.
Yeah. That is looking awesome.
That's going to be good. That already smells good.
Yep.
So we pulled those off and just loosely tinted them in foil. We just wanted them to come down in temperature because we don't want them to overcook, because we're going to put them on super high heat right here and get that sear and then pull them off and have something delicious. Ooh, got it. Okay. Like 60 seconds like this and we'll pull. Boom. Alright. Looks good.
There it is.
Maybe we should, yeah. Yeah, the only thing is, a lot of times in this kind of light, even if it's medium rare, like it doesn't show up. Like,
Yeah,
you can't really
that's
see it.
true.
Do you have a flashlight? All right, we got these things off of the grill there, and I'm gonna take the first one and I'm gonna cut it right down the middle, even though that's not how I'd usually slice this, but just to get an idea of how done this is. And so I'll just cut straight through, right through the butcher's twine on the end there, so. Okay, all right, so here we see perfect medium rare there, and if you look at the exterior of the meat, we have a good sear on the outside, so each bite should be delicious. So I'm gonna cut a few pieces, we're all gonna try it, and then see what we think. One. All right, now we should have some smoke on here, plus all the great benefits of a delicious steak.
Yeah.
I'd eat that.
Twice.
Yeah, there's a good little bit of smoke on it too.
Yeah. Cooking with a real wood fire, even cooking steaks, you get something you can't recreate by any other method. So that's really good. This one, we got an especially good sear on, so I'm just gonna cheat and let's do that round 2.
Go right for the good part?
Yeah. Why not? Okay.
The ribeye burnt ends.
Yeah, basically. Here, we'll do that. All right, here we go. This is gonna be good.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
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 That's the money bite.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's a steakhouse cook, dude.
Yeah.
That,
You're gonna be
Good
hard
crust.
pressed to find anything that good anywhere. Yeah. I like R&D. This is fun.
No. No. We should R&D more often.
we should R&D every day.
Agreed. This is good stuff, man.
That's nice.
Yeah. And we got the doneness that we wanted too.
Jeremy, can you
Sorry,
leave it?
sorry.
The day is done, and so is the tri-tip. We brought it up to temperature. It's got a beautiful color on the outside. We've rested it. Now it's time to slice it open and eat it.
Oh, shit.
Oh, this is so much juicy.
There you go.
All right.
Give it a try.
I won't say no.
Yeah,
That's tasty.
good. Erica?
Yep.
Get
That
over
was the
here.
camera lady.
Yeah.
Rule number 1.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, the cook was good. A little bit over temperature, but
over. Yeah.
just slice it up.
Yeah.
Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper.
Yeah, not just circling around like
Yeah, that's great.
DWP.
Dude, that movie, I think it was Predator, the one
No.
where Arnold Schwarzenegger
Ain't
meets...
got time to bleed.
No. If it bleeds, we can kill it.
That's Predator.
Yeah, but where he meets Carl Weathers, the guy who played Apollo Creed, in the bar.
You son of a
Right, and they're like, boom! Thank you guys for watching Mad Scientist Barbecue. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, you can follow me at Mad Scientist Barbecue on social media. Also, don't forget to follow Eric at FatStack Smokers on Instagram. It's my favorite Instagram feed. You'll be seeing really cool stuff that he's making all the time, and occasionally some cool food shots. See you next time.